Moment while I go live on Facebook. Be right back with you. Hope you're having a great weekend so far. We have another one of those weekly videos that I do. So let's go ahead and get started. Hi everybody, Sami Abu Saad here. I hope you are doing well, having a nice weekend so far. Welcome to my regular weekly videos. Thanks as always for tuning in. We're going to be looking at the market. We're going to be looking at Bitcoin, and we will also be looking at the some swing ideas for next week. So let's go ahead and first take a look at the standard required disclaimer to let you know that trading is risky and that whatever we discuss today is for educational purposes only. So keep that in mind. And if you find benefit in today's video, be sure to hit the like button. Also be sure to check out the links in the description if you want to join me in any capacity or participate in some of the trades that I call swing or day trades. Okay. All right. With that said, let's go ahead and get started. Qs had a pretty bullish gap up. I think it was on Monday. So let's take a look. The 11th. That was last Friday. We had a pretty bullish gap up, and then the market did not failed to fill the gap, right? Could not fill the gap, which is a sign, and the ultimate sign of bullishness when you have an unfilled gap. So that was really bullish. And then Friday we had this big red bar that retested the lows, right? And as long as we don't fill the gap, and worse would be continuing lower a little bit, then my prediction is the market will break out. I'm not predicting necessarily that we're going to break out to all-time highs next week, but we're getting pretty close to it. We're at the all-time high. The weekly chart has a buy set up, so it does look higher. It does look higher. I am looking for a way to get back into the market because I'm out of the market right now. So as long as we don't fill the gap or take out this weekly bar's low, we don't want to really take out the weekly bar's low, which is 190.65. If we do, again, it's not going to be a bullish thing to continue lower, to break 190.75 and fill the gap. It's okay if we come in and then it quickly the market goes back up and the move down is rejected. That's fine. But if we continue there, and if we drop and then continue lower, or if we drop and base here, would be a bad sign, which means more of that choppiness that we've seen over the last 3 months, which has been just not enjoyable. So I'm hoping we actually move back up and then break out, okay? And I'm looking to, again, get back in the market because I think the market is pretty bullish. All right, so that's the Qs. The SPY remains a little weaker than the Qs, right? A little weaker. Moving average is not even pointing up. We're not at the all-time high. So the SPY remains a little weak. Financials are actually strong, so that's okay. And semis have been strong. They just got hit on Friday, but been strong. So I think all signs are bullish. Let's take a look at real estate. Real estate broke out. I think IYR is breaking out nicely on the weekly chart. It is. That's real estate, and I am thrilled because I'm a homeowner, and I like to see real estate stay bullish. The all-time high on the IYR is 94.99. We got to 94.80 on Friday. But it looks higher. Finally broke out on the weekly. Just as long as we don't, next week, as long as we don't actually come right back down, looks higher. Looks good. That's real estate. All right. What else? Anything else? So we didn't talk about Bitcoin. Let's talk about Bitcoin. I haven't been talking about Bitcoin in every weekly video that I do because it hasn't looked good. I don't want to waste your time, right? If you look at the daily chart of Bitcoin, here it is coming, and there's the daily chart of Bitcoin, and it's just basing bearishly. Doesn't really look higher. Tried to go higher right here and failed. So to me, Bitcoin actually looks lower. Now you might say, well, where is it headed to? If I had to make a prediction, I would say it's headed to the next support area. Stocks and any tradable instrument, what they do is they move between support and resistance. So the next support area would be around $5,500 on Bitcoin. So to me, Bitcoin looks lower. The only exchange that I know of that allows shorting Bitcoin is that's US based, that's not foreign based, is Kraken, KRAKEM.com. So that's the only exchange, but you'd have to pay for the interest, for the leverage basically. So I prefer to play Bitcoin to the upside rather than to the downside, but that's the only exchange where where you could short it. And to me, Bitcoin does not look good. I'll keep you posted once it starts to look good again. I'll let you know immediately, of course. But for now, Bitcoin to me, if anything, looks lower to $5,500. All right, so that's Bitcoin. Back to the swing ideas for next week. Here's what I got. First, EW basing at the all-time high, looks higher. Over the base, stop under it. Over whatever the high is, 230.19, stop would be 225.20. So it's about a $5 stop. Big stop, but this is a $230 stock. Looks higher long term. Daily, weekly, monthly, it all looks higher. EW. LTHM is a transition A on the weekly chart. Transitionary buy setup. Notice that hooking moving average on the weekly time frame. So I like it a lot. On the daily, it's a breakout. So it looks good over the base, stop under it. MGI is my most interesting idea that I'd like to play, but I don't think is quite ready. It's got a weekly buy setup. MGI. Let me show it to you. Where are you going, MGI? Here it is. It's got a very, very nice weekly buy setup. Entry would be over 444, so 445. Stop at 390. Beautiful weekly buy setup. But it's got a declining 20 on the daily, so I don't think this is really ready to go right back up. Entry would be right here, stop right here. If it had a rising 20, then I'd do it. I had the SMSI, and unfortunately I got shaken out of it on Friday as a long. It was a weekly buy setup, so check it out. Weekly buy setup. And then the daily transitioned higher. And I played it because it had a nice rising 20. So long right here, stop right here, went bar by bar, and then I got shaken out at 608. It went right back up. So it probably continues higher, but I'm out. Nice little winner. Wish it was bigger, but I wish I didn't get shaken out, but I did. So the MGI, that's the thing about it, is I like it a lot on the weekly, but the daily still has a declining 20. So up to you on that. MNK is a transition A on the daily chart, looks higher to at least 415, which is this bar's high. So I like it a lot. The hourly chart doesn't have a base, which is what bothers me, because now you have to use the big stop. If it had a tight base, then you could just put the stop under it. But I like the weekly chart a lot, the daily chart a lot. Okay, SNH is a daily breakout and a transition A on the weekly time frame. So that's also a transitionary breakout on the SNH. Okay. And then next is the bearish items. We have 5 also. Energy stocks all look lower. A lot of them look like they're going to zero, honestly. Like DO, that's a short. Notice the hourly chart, big rounding top. So I like it short under the base, stop right here, and then just go away. Because to me, this is probably going to zero. Mentioned the XOG last week and the week before as a short. Energy stock was a monthly breakdown. How's it going? It's going to zero. I mean, it's working nicely. So the same with the DO, same with the RES. Looks lower, 460, 461. Looks lower under the base. Stop above it. So those are a couple of energy stocks. HPQ has a sell setup. A little too strong on the hourly chart. So I'm not looking to do this unless I get a secondary entry. And JELD is also a daily sell setup. And on the hourly chart, short would be just under the base, stop above it. Okay, that's JELD. Last but not least is the KRA, which is also another daily sell setup coming after a really bearish gap down. Very thin, but it's obvious what the entry should be obvious what the entry and the stop on this are. Okay, if you're in the strategic swing trader program, feel free to log into your T3 Live account, and you'll see that I picked 2. I went over 10, 5 shorts, 5 longs, but I'm picking 2 to play for Monday. All right, I think that's all I wanted to cover. I'm going to be going to New York City to host a class, to run the private mentorship class in Manhattan, actually in Midtown Manhattan, all week next week. So you're probably not gonna hear from me on social media next week. Not gonna be any videos because I'm gonna be busy with my students. But you'll probably hear from me the following weekend. Okay, so next weekend. And I think that's about it. Really looking forward to work with a dozen people in person. I do this once a quarter. No, I don't do it once a quarter. I do it a couple times a year, where I host. I do a live in-person trading mentorship. It's trading and training, so it's a combined thing, and I really enjoy it. I do it once in New York City, once in the Bay Area where I live, and so next week is going to be in Manhattan, New York. For those tuning in that will be at the mentorship, I'll see you guys there. Looking forward. All right, with that said, hope you have a great rest of the weekend. This is Sami Abusad with T3 Live. More good stuff coming soon. See you guys soon. Take care.